So guys, this video will be how I manifested my life, because my life a couple months ago and my life right now feels completely different. I was so broke last year. My business failed. I was turning 30. I was living paycheck to paycheck from my freelance gigs that was so unstable, which only increased my level of anxiety. And within just a couple of months, everything changed. Now all these positive things are flowing in my direction, meaningful relationships, business opportunities, brand deals that I dreamed working with them. And how did all of this happen? If I put 100% of my time into this channel, my number would soar. If I put 100% of my time into building muscle, I would have abs in 3 months. You get what you put in. Manifestation is a magic, and it's just a poetic word for conscious programming. You first have the thought, and then you act on it. What you need is discipline, focus, and a structured plan working towards your goal. But today's world is so overly stimulating. We spend hours scrolling and focus is pretty scattered. 10% of the population have ADHD, and that is why we need a mission that is strong enough to carry out manifestation. If your mission is important enough, your focus becomes natural. And if you can't focus, that means your mission isn't clear yet. And we need to solve that first. So I wrote myself a mission statement. I read it every time my mind drifted toward entropy. Whenever I open the life map, I know where I came from, where I am right now at this moment, and where I am going to. It acts as my North Star. So what we need is a mission for our manifestation. And then I boosted the mission with the power of imagination, of visualization. This is what a lot of manifesting videos we're talking about, but this only comes later after your mission. If you don't have mission and you just go ahead and visualize, it's really just like floating there and not rooted. But after the mission, it acts as my fuel. I start to imagine as if the future is my current form. If you imagine your definition of success again and again and again, and everyone's definition of success is different in this case. And by the time the opportunity arrives, you won't hesitate. You've already lived it. There's no fear, no I don't deserve this kind of feeling when you have simply visited this thing 1,000 times already in your mind. This isn't just philosophy, it's biology, because imagination can feel very real, because we have a mirror neuron in our mind that don't really distinguish between imagination and reality. For example, when I see someone slam that shame into a coffee table, I flinch as if I feel the pain myself. To enhance the imagination, I sometimes use a vision board, and I use both images and words of affirmation in this case, and I place it where I will see it before sleep. On that time period before you fall into sleep and after you wake up in the entrance to your subconscious. We are in the hypnagogic state. We are highly suggestible. So what I did is, for 2 weeks straight, I practiced entering my subconscious through the hypnagogic state, inserting my images and asking for my past. I would begin my visualization when I felt myself starting to doze off. And sometimes I wake up the next morning having an even more complete story to my visualization. What happened here was that my dream took my visualization further and they built a story out of it. From the spiritual perspective, some people call that it's your higher self showing you the past. What I'm sure is the more that I kept doing this, the more I started behaving that way, attracting that energy, going toward the direction that I want. That's when manifestation became the law of attraction. So as long as it works, what we are trying to do here is to embed an intention into our subconscious, making the realization of that goal significantly more likely to happen. But the power of imagination won't be as strong without an abundance mindset first. It's going to benefit you in all sorts of ways. Having the abundance mindset, it allows you to see the leverage and opportunities and all the good things that you can have. This cake is infinite. The more value you create, the larger the cake becomes. And there is always a piece waiting for you to claim it. And in the opposite, a scarcity mindset, focus on what is missing, which only increase more negativity because you attract what you are. So the more negative you are, the more anxious you are, the more negativities you attract to your life. When you think this is impossible for me, or I will never find a soulmate, I'm so broken core, and yes, I promise you that this is what will happen because that is your belief. If you view yourself as high value, the world treats you as high value. You will have the power to attract whatever comes your way. And if you don't like your life right now, you can change it, no matter your age. Neuroplasticity, it proves we can rewire our brain at any age. The secret ingredient of neuroplasticity is repetition. Last year when I was posting vlogs, I promised myself one vlog a week, no matter what. Because as soon as one was missing, I know the momentum would break. So I kept my promise. I posted consistently for a whole year as a side project, and then I ended up transitioning into content creating. And the transition is really smooth because I had done it consistently for a whole year already. I basically rewired my brain to adapt to content creating. So manifestation is thought plus action sustained with persistence. But once you force persistence, you will burn out. Look at the people who succeed on social media. Most of them are having fun or they are on a larger mission. My original reason for starting was the money. I moved to Shanghai alone and I had nobody to talk to. So that's why I started talking to the camera, hoping to keep company for people who felt the same way. A goal that is bigger than myself is what kept me going. And ultimately, the content brought both tangible and intangible results. So a strong intention coupled with sufficient action can make things happen. As I mentioned, if you don't have a strong intention, go find that first. With a good intention, you'll have infinite resources and willpower to draw from. With a money-only intention, you burn out. My whole life, I avoided things. I procrastinated. I played the victim. I didn't know what to do with my life. But now I love the feeling of taking my destiny into my own hands. In the end, we are not manifesting what we want. We manifest who we are. And if someone tells you that you can change your life without changing yourself or changing your identity, you're lying. Look, I'm still trying to every day. This is something that we have to practice daily. There are low energy days. Shit happens. Sometimes I've spent a whole day doing nothing. And that is okay because we are not perfect. And being not okay and accepting it is part of life. What we can do here is just accept everything, getting recharged when we are in low battery, and then come back fully charged, focusing on our mission again. Focus doesn't come naturally to me. I had a lot of attention deficit issues growing up. I was bothered by emotions growing up. I grew up in fear. As the lower the low, the higher the high. No pain, no gain. I see pain as a gift from the universe. It is an opportunity for me to turn it into gold. So just focus, stick with your goal, take action. Don't overthink. Once you start to overthink, immediately get up and do things. If I start overthinking, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I don't think I can get out of the bed. Not within 3 hours. Once you start to overthink, just immediately get up. No thinking and get out. Your life will change so dramatically that 6 months ago feels like a decade ago. So I genuinely hope you take something away from this video because I know God and hope us rock bottoms feels, but keeps focusing about being here is so low already. The only way is going up for you. So I started on a mission to try to help more women, and I'm opening 1 or 2 spots for one-on-one deeper consultation. Just 1 to 2 person because I want to do deeper work for anyone who wants to rebuild their life and manifest their dream life, especially girls who wants to build confidence and a stronger agency, a stronger sense of self, who feel overwhelmed by their emotions, who overthinks everything, who tend to stuck in toxic relationships, no matter it's romantic relationships or friendships or family members. And the most important one, who are ready to change the situation and start living freely and independently, because that was once me. But after working through all of it, now I feel it's a time to help others to do the same. So if you are interested, send me a message. I'll also be sharing more of my personal journey, how I build long-term meaningful relationships, especially friendship, because I'm single right now, how I find talents and my purpose, and how I develop genuine confidence and a strong sense of self, how I structured my life to stay out of chaos, how I resisted temptation from life, and of course, how to feel deeply calm and peaceful at the same time. I love the frequency that I am vibrating right now. And I genuinely hope to help more women feel that same happiness and peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. I actually didn't know if I want to film this kind of a manifestation video in Mandarin or in English, so I definitely want some of your feedback on that as well.